So today I'll be talking about how to deal with injury as a footballer. Now, I'm making this video literally as I just got injured. I literally rolled my ankle in football. Literally, I think it was on Saturday. Right now, as I'm recording this vid, it's currently the Friday the week after. I should be back to play tomorrow, but yeah, like I said, I literally rolled my ankle last Saturday, so I was like, yo, I might as well record a vid teaching you guys how to deal with injury as a footballer. Now, obviously, an ankle injury isn't the worst injury. It's literally going to keep me out for like just over a week. So obviously, it's not the worst injury. Obviously, you got um, so many injuries that are much worse that can keep you out for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. You know, your ACLs, your Achilles tears, your quad tears, hamstring pulls, hamstring tears, and all of that. But today I'll be teaching you how to deal with injury as a footballer and how to, make sure that you come back a better player, and how to actually, actually stay motivated for things like your rehab. Because obviously when football gets taken away from you, it's difficult, because football sort of a lot of people's outlets. It's sort of like the only place where you actually you know you actually feel alive, and you actually feel motivated to do stuff. Because if you're watching this video, you're probably a young player, probably like in school, college, university, or wherever you're at. Maybe you've even started working, and you feel like, oh, football's sort of like your outlet. So when that gets taken away from you, it can be tough, not only on your physical health but your mental health as well. So they'll be talking about how to deal with injury as a footballer, whether it's a short-term injury like my ankle injury right now, or it's a long-term injury, maybe like an ACL or an Achilles tear. So yeah, let's get it. So the first thing you have to do in order to deal with an injury is to change the measurements in your progress. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, first of all, progress is the biggest motivator for everyone. Let's be honest. As soon as you see that you're making progress in whatever you want to make progress in, it's the biggest motivator. That's the thing that's going to make you want to do it, twice as much. That's the thing that's going to make you go 10 times harder. So, in terms of being a footballer, maybe your measurement of progress is how many goals you score as a striker. Maybe it's how many assists you get as a winger, as a fullback. But obviously, because in this period of time you're not really playing football, you have to sort of change your measurements of progress. So let's say you've broken your foot, for example. I know it's tough to stay motivated, but you have to set goals, and you have to try and meet those goals so you're making progress. So maybe you can set a goal in, okay, maybe maybe it's a goal during your rehab. Maybe it's like, all right, cool. Um, I don't know, to be honest, because I haven't really gone through extreme injuries like that. But maybe you could set a goal to, like, I don't know how many months it'll be. Maybe like 3, 4 months later, to the day where you can finally take your boot off and start doing mobility work with that foot. Because obviously if you let's say you break your right foot, obviously your right foot, everything in your right foot is going to shrink, because obviously you haven't been using it, you haven't been walking around in it. If your leg's been in the boot, your foot hasn't really been, you haven't been using your foot to walk around, because so naturally there's going to be muscle atrophy, where all the muscles in your leg are going to get smaller. So obviously, let's say it's 3 months down the line, and you realize that your right foot is just so much smaller than your left foot, because like I said, all the muscles have shrunk. Maybe that's the time to set a goal to say, all right, cool, in the next month I'm gonna get my legs stronger. I'm gonna do certain jump tests, certain exercises to get my right leg back to where my left leg is. You know what I'm saying? Or even if it's like, for me, literally this ankle injury, I was like, all right, cool. This ankle injury, maybe it's gonna keep me out maybe 7 to 10 days. So I just said to myself, yo, for the first 2 days, I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna let my ankle relax. Then the next day, then after, so the first 2 days, just let my ankle chill, just let it relax. Then the day after that, I'm gonna start moving around. I'm gonna start, I'm gonna get back in the gym. Just do something light. Maybe just do a few upper body exercises, and then get on the bike. Just get moving. Just burning calories, just keeping my fitness up. So I'm gonna do that for the next 2 to 3 days. Then the days after that, all right, cool. It's time to how's my ankle feeling? If my ankle's feeling good, I'll be like, yo, it's time to get back onto the pitch. So you get back onto the pitch, you just taking it lightly. No, I wasn't doing anything too much. I was just getting my touches in, just basic, wall passes, kick ups, just getting a feel for the ball again. Obviously I was still feeling a bit of pain in my ankle, but I said, you know what, just keep it light. So I did that for another 2 days. And then obviously today, my ankle, to be fair, is feeling good. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym, run on the treadmill, get my fitness up. I'm probably, after this video, I'm probably gonna go go do a session afterwards. Like I said, once again, just getting my touches in. Tomorrow early in the morning again, probably just gonna go, get my touches in. Maybe probably make the session more intense as well. So literally, it's just about changing your measurements, just knowing, okay, cool. I'm not on the pitch. I don't have to. I don't. What's it called? I'm not on the pitch. I can't really, measure my progress by, goals I score, assists I provide, clean sheets if I'm a goalkeeper, whatever it is. Maybe you're a goalkeeper and you bust your shoulder. It's like, yo, you can't really measure your success by clean sheets or how many saves you make. You understand? So you sort of just have to change the measurements in your progress. Just always set goals in your rehab. And trust me, that's how you stay motivated. Because once you hit that goal, you'll be motivated to do, to do the next thing in your rehab and the next thing, because we all know rehab can be boring, because all you really want to do is just get back on the field, just play football and just be able to move freely, understand? Just be able to move freely with no fear of, injury, not having to do the most, a lot of rehab, especially the serious ones, it's like you have to do warm-ups for the warm-up, you understand? You're doing warm-ups for the warm-ups, then you get into it, and it's just a tedious process. So literally, I would just say, yo, change your measurements in progress and just set goals that you can achieve. Let's say it's a 9-month injury. Set goals 1 month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and then let's say even if the doctor says, yo, 9 months, you can even make a goal of it, like, yo, he says 9 months, but I want to be back in 7 months. Obviously, a goal like that, that's going to make you take your rehab way seriously if you're really serious about getting to the pitch. So that's the first point. Next thing I would say is literally just to have other things going on, because if you don't really have any other things going on, then your mind's just going to be circulating on this injury. You're going to get down, you're going to get depressed about this injury, because the only thing going through your mind is literally going to be like, oh, why can't I play on the pitch? Like, why can't I just wish I could play? And or you're going to be, maybe you even start blaming yourself for the injury. Maybe someone comes and just takes you out, and then you start saying to yourself, I wish I would have, ducked out of the challenge. I wish I would have done this differently. All of this, you start blaming yourself, you start getting depressed, and all these mind games start popping up. Whereas you need to find something else to do. So me currently, obviously, the ankle injury, I couldn't really move. I remember the first 2 days I could barely walk without, feeling pain. So literally, at the very least, I had other things going on. Things like, making videos like this, scripting videos, uni, learning how to drive, little things like that, little things that can, sort of keep my mind off the injury temporarily. Obviously, if your football's the main thing, obviously you're still gonna have moments where, you're down and you're down about, not being able to play, not being able to, move freely. But if you have other things, at least you can temporarily, keep your mind occupied and keep your mind away from, all your injuries. Because if you see professional footballers, a lot of them, when they're injured, what do they have? Sorry, at least, they have things like their family. So obviously, when they get injured, yeah, it's a bad time, but at the very least, they can spend more time with their wives, they can spend more time with their kids, which obviously is gonna take their mind off of, take their mind off of the injury. Maybe they spend time with their friends. Obviously, they got money, so, maybe they're running different businesses as well, trying to figure out ways how to invest their money, how to increase their net worth, all of that basically. So as a young player, you need to find, other ways to sort of quote unquote distract yourself, so you're not constantly thinking about the injury. Obviously for you, it's probably going to be, seeing your friends, as a young player, maybe seeing your friends in school, seeing your friends in college, seeing your friends in uni, maybe doing the work, maybe being able to, take school more seriously, because obviously you're not playing football. So what can you really do? Maybe it encourages you to take school more seriously. Maybe you're just doing other stuff as well. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're working a job and it's like, yo, you can start focusing on that job more seriously. You can start doing more hours, because obviously you're injured, you can't really train. So with those remaining hours, with those hours free from you not training, you can start doing more hours at work, get more money, just little things like that. So literally, that's the second point. Literally, just find other avenues, find other things to do, so you can sort of occupy your mind with other things, and you don't have to think about, think about the injury, think about, not being able to play. And yeah, basically that's the second point. Just keep your mind away from the injury by introducing other stuff into your life. And then the last thing is literally, don't be destructive. What I mean by don't be destructive is that even though you're injured, don't just completely lose your discipline. Don't just completely lose your head and be like, all right, cool, I'm injured, I'm just gonna order Uber Eats every single day. I don't care. Like, the worst mentality to have is that you say to yourself, I'm just gonna order Uber Eats every single day. I don't really care. I'm not really gonna take my rehab seriously. I'll go back to my disciplined ways when I get back from injury. I feel like that's the worst way to go about it, because imagine if if you have that mentality, you're just ordering Uber Eats, you're not moving around, and you've gained like 7 kg over like a 6 month period. You've gained 7 to 8 kilograms, bro. Do you know how hard that's gonna be to? Do you know how much of a difficult transition that's gonna be when you actually get back onto the pitch? You're gonna be slower. You're gonna feel heavier. First of all, you haven't played in 6 months, so already your timing's off, your touch is off. Your body's not used to your body's not firing in the way that it did before the injury. And then on top of that, you're gonna add 7-8 kilograms to yourself. Obviously, you're gonna and it's when you add 7 or 8 kilograms to yourself, it's literally going to be like I said, a harder transition. It's going to be harder to actually get back to the player that you once were. Maybe it's going to take like an extra month, an extra 2 months, and you don't really want that. In my opinion, you should try to be as disciplined as possible. Try to stick to a reasonable diet. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can go out, spend time with friends, but don't be, don't be in there, don't be going to, parties every week, just drinking beers, smoking, basically just doing all of that will, doing things that will, sabotage your recovery, sabotage, what's it called, your progress in getting back as a footballer. Literally, just say, yo, I need to be disciplined. Yeah, I'm not playing football. Even in the periods where you feel like your discipline's not paying off because you're not seeing any progress in your actual game. It's just rehab, you know what I'm saying? For for the first for the first part of the rehab, it's literally just you waiting. It's just just waiting around, just waiting for your body to heal, basically. So obviously, in those times, it's the hardest to be disciplined because you're not really doing anything. But in my opinion, if stick to your diet, don't start gaining mad weight, don't start gaining 5 kg, 10 kg, because trust me, you're gonna regret it. 6 months down the line, when you actually come back from an injury, you're gonna regret it because you're gonna be like, damn, like I haven't played in 6 months. Like I said before, your timing's off, and then you have to go through this whole thing of trying to lose the weight. Then you're in the gym on the treadmill for an hour, and you're thinking, damn, like if only I just had a decent diet, I wouldn't have to do all of this. It would have been so much more easier for me to come back. Like I said, you just want to make the transition as smooth as possible, because the thing is, you're coming back. Then you have to you come back for, let's say you come back for your first training session, you're probably not going to be able to play in all the games, play in, what's it called, play, let's say your team's doing like a small sided games, you're probably not going to be able to be involved in that due to in your first training session, you don't want to do anything that's contact. You know what I'm saying? You just want to do non-contact things. Just passing the ball, just getting your first touch, just getting your touches in, just getting used to being back on the pitch. And then obviously your team will sort of slowly ease you into it. So like I said, you don't want to, it's going to be a slow transition anyway. They're going to slowly ease you in. They're not just going to put you back into the game straight away. You're probably going to have to spend a few games on the bench. Even if they see that you're the same player as you once were, that you were before your injury, they're still probably going to make you sit on the bench for a few games, obviously, because when you've been away, there's been guys who've been playing. They're probably more sharper than you, match sharp than you. Maybe there's a guy in your position, he's actually been performing, so the coach doesn't really have a reason to drop him. So you're probably gonna have to wait for your chance. 5 games down the line, 6 games down the line, you're probably gonna have to wait for your chance to actually show your coach what you're gonna do. So like I said, you just want to make the transition as smooth as possible. You don't want to make it, don't make it difficult for yourself. Like I said, you don't have to, like I said, you can go out, you can enjoy yourself even when you're injured, because like I said, you have to find other ways to you have to find other avenues to keep your mind off the injury, but don't go crazy, don't be destructive, don't sabotage yourself, don't increase the length of time that you're out for another 2 months because you weren't disciplined. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, like I said, that's how to deal with injury as a footballer. So that's all I've got to say for this vid. I hope you enjoyed. I've been JT, and I'm out.